Hackberry Mrs. Disaster. Written and illustrated by 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students of Hackberry High School in Cameron Parish. Once upon a time, a roseate spoonbill bird named Sadie Spoonbill lived in the deep green marshlands of South Cameron Parish. Sadie was a very beautiful bird with beautiful pink and red feathers on her wings. Soft snow-white feathers covered her chest and stomach. She had bright red eyes and long, graceful red legs. Sadie's most outstanding feature was her long gray beak that was shaped like a spoon. Sadie loved to use her spoonbill to scoop up fish, shrimp, worms, and bugs for lunch every day. Sadie lived in a nice, strong, sturdy nest built of soft pink feathers, green leaves, and dark brown twigs. The nest was located in the marsh that was as peaceful as a quiet room. Sadie's nest in the pretty green marsh was as big as a castle, and it was surrounded by bright green grass and big fuzzy brown cattails. A deep bayou of greenish-brown water flowed nearby. One hot Saturday morning, Sadie was watching her favorite television show, Hackberry Has Talent, when suddenly the show was interrupted with an announcement that there had been a major oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. Billions of gallons of oil had leaked into the beautiful blue-green water off the coast of Louisiana on the southeastern side of the state. Sadie was so worried that the oil would come to the marsh that she did not hesitate to call a town meeting. All the creatures of the marsh came to the meeting. All the creatures decided that if the oil began to creep towards their homes, they would leave the marsh to avoid the oil. Sadie Spoonbill would fly to Texas. Fabian Fiddler Crab would travel to Mexico. Papa Pierre Pelican would fly to Florida. Francois Fish and her school of fish, along with T-Boy Shrimp, would swim away to the Pacific Ocean. All of a sudden, Sha-Sha Oyster yelled, "Oh no! I cannot swim or fly away. I'm just an oyster attached to an oyster reef. I cannot leave, and I will surely die if the oil comes." Since Sha-Sha could not evacuate, all the creatures stayed to help the defenseless oyster. The creatures had a million ideas, but finally they all agreed on an action plan to protect poor Sha-Sha. First, Papa Pierre Pelican would scoop up slimy rocks and dump them in the water around Sha-Sha's oyster reef, building up a strong rock jetty to stop the oil from entering Sha-Sha's home. Next, Fabian Fiddler Crab would use his gigantic big claw as a big backhoe to scoop up sand and dump inside the jetty to plug up the holes between the jetty's rocks. Sadie helped the crab by scooping up spoonful after spoonful of sand, forming a levee behind the rock jetty. Sha-Sha Oyster was scared and nervous, but the fish and shrimp calmed him by keeping him company. Finally, when together they had built a sturdy, thick, tall, oil-proof wall around the reef protecting the oysters, the birds flew away, and the fish and the shrimp swam away to escape the oil. When the oil spill was stopped, and it was safe to return, Sha-Sha's friends returned to find the rock wall still standing. The wall had worked, and it turned out that they did not need it after all because the oil never reached their marsh. Sadie said, "It seems that all the work we did was not needed, but it is always better to be safe than sorry." The end. This story was based on the BP Gulf of Mexico oil disaster that occurred in 2010 off the coast of Louisiana. The oil flowed for 3 months, and it was the largest accidental oil spill in the history of the petroleum industry. The oil came ashore on the southeastern coast of Louisiana, putting wildlife and sea life in great danger. There was concern that the oil would travel to the southwestern coast and affect the wildlife and sea life on the southwestern coast and marshlands of Louisiana. Fortunately, that did not happen.